Hey everyone. So, what really gets us fired up to do our best work? It's a question that goes right to the heart of everything we do. In this explainer, we're going to unpack the science behind motivation, and more importantly, we're going to connect it directly to how we, right here at K2C, can build a stronger, more resilient organization for the future. Let's get into it. So, let's kick things off with that really big question, especially for the kind of work we do. What actually gets us out of bed in the morning, ready and excited to tackle the massive challenges of landscape restoration and community adaptation? What drives us every single day? Well, for a long, long time, the thinking was pretty simple. Reward the good, punish the bad. The classic carrot and stick. And look, for simple, repetitive tasks, that kind of works. But here's the thing. A ton of research shows that for the kind of complex, creative work we do at K2C, that old model can actually backfire. It can seriously harm performance. So today, we're going to explore the new model. We'll break down the three things that really drive high performance. We're going to look at autonomy, mastery, and purpose, see how they show up right here at K2C, and then, and this is key, we'll connect them directly to building our organizational resilience. And finally, we'll talk about the role each one of us plays in all of this. All right, let's dive into this framework. It's built on three really powerful drivers that come from within us. Psychologists call them intrinsic motivators. So after decades of research, it all boils down to these three things. They are the true pillars of motivation for modern work: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. You can kind of think of them as the secret sauce for real engagement and amazing performance. Let's break each one down. First up is autonomy. Now, this isn't about being left all alone or working in a silo. Nope. It's about having real agency and control over your work. At its core, autonomy is really all about trust. It's about being trusted as an expert with the freedom to make meaningful choices about the what, the how, the when, and the who of the work you do. And let's get super clear on this distinction, because it's important. Autonomy is not working by yourself or dodging accountability. It is about being empowered within your team, acting from your own professional judgment, and being trusted to make decisions that help us all reach our shared goals. We see this in action across K2C all the time, right? Just think about a field officer figuring out the best way to engage a community based on the local context, or a project team mapping out its own workflow to nail a deadline. That's autonomy, and it's absolutely vital for how we adapt and succeed. Okay, let's move to our second pillar and see how this all builds. Let's talk about that deep human desire for mastery. Mastery is that awesome feeling when something just clicks. It's the satisfaction you get from making progress, from learning a new skill, from getting better at something that really matters. It's not about being perfect. It's all about the journey of growth. What's really interesting is that mastery isn't just one thing. It starts with having what's called a growth mindset, that core believes that you can get better. Then it takes real effort and just sticking with it. And crucially, it's an ongoing journey. You never really arrive. And you know what? That's what makes it so motivating. And we see this drive from mastery all over K2C. It's the restoration specialist who becomes a true expert in their field. It's the finance officer who completely masters a new grant system. It's a team getting better and better at adaptive management. It's happening in every single part of our organization. And that brings us to the third pillar. And in a lot of ways, this is the most powerful one. It's the one that gives meaning to everything else: purpose. Purpose is simply the why. It's what turns a job into a calling. It's that deep down feeling that your daily tasks, no matter how small they might seem, are contributing to a bigger picture that you really, truly believe in. And when people feel that connection to purpose, man, the impact is just undeniable. It fuels our persistence when things get tough, it builds our resilience, and it deepens our commitment to K2C and our shared mission. And this is so, so important. Every single role at K2C has a direct line to our purpose. Your work in finance, that directly enables restoration on the ground. Your data analysis, that helps whole communities adapt. Your admin support, that's the bedrock that lets our field teams succeed. Everyone's contribution is critical. So, we've got these three powerful individual drivers: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. But how do they all come together to make K2C stronger as a whole? Well, this is where it gets really exciting, because this is how we build our collective strength for the long haul. If there's one thing you take away from this entire explainer, please let it be this: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. They aren't just nice-to-haves. They are the absolute engine of our organizational resilience. When we face challenges, and we will, this is what will allow us to adapt and thrive. Let me break down exactly how that works. Fostering autonomy directly builds our organization's ability to adapt. It means when things change unexpectedly, our teams can pivot fast. Investing in mastery gives us a deeper toolbox of skills. It means we have the in-house talent to solve new problems and be more resourceful. And being united by a clear purpose, well, that creates the cultural glue, that deep commitment that holds us all together when the going gets tough. So, understanding all this isn't just some interesting theory. It gives us a really powerful lens to look at how we work, and it gives us a clear path forward as we continue to grow together. And this leads to some very practical, very real questions for all of us to think about. In our teams, in our departments, are our systems actually set up to support autonomy? Are opportunities to build mastery genuinely available to everyone? And how do we make sure every single person feels their contribution to our shared purpose is seen and valued? Because at the end of the day, our collective resilience isn't something that can be ordered from the top down. It's built from the ground up by each and every one of us. By pursuing mastery, autonomy, and purpose in our own work. And, just as importantly, by supporting it in our colleagues, we are all actively building a stronger, more adaptable, and more resilient K2C for the future. Thank you.